All right, guys. I was just sharing a voice clip with somebody who was inquiring about this opportunity, and it really just provoked me to make sure that everybody understands what's on the table here. Okay, I have to tell you this, guys. We are in a once every 4 year moment of time right now, and we this could completely culminate within a 3 to 4 week period. In other words, it would be gone. And the opportunity that we all had would be off the table at that point because it would be done. And so, what that actually means is, guys, I did a video the other day. I can send you the link if you don't know where to find it. But I did a video with the trader who is the professional crypto trader that has been trading for almost 8 years now. And he showed us the charts of Bitcoin. And I've been talking about this. Everybody knows we're in the period that is 170 days post halving, which is the timeline that normally Bitcoin begins to take off and does its bull run. The last bull run in 2020, Bitcoin went from like $30,000, 30 some thousand dollars to 70 some thousand dollars, reached its all-time high. And in a matter of 3 to 4 weeks, it doubled in 3 to 4 weeks. And so he did the charts on the video with me that I shared, and he showed the charts, and he said, look at this. He said, this is what is called a cup and handle pattern. He says, right here's the cup and here's the handle. He said the handle is also another pattern, which is known as a descending widening wedge. Both of these patterns are very bullish patterns, meaning they have the probability, he said, 90% chance of breaking out to the upside. When you combine the two, we are in a perfect position right now, especially when it coincides with the time of the Bitcoin bull run, guys. So this is what's on the table right now. And let me continue to tell you how this works. So this is an opportunity to plug in to this trader who uses this specific strategy where he trades Bitcoin against altcoin pairs in order to stock up more Bitcoin. Okay. Remember, this is a once in every 4 year opportunity because Bitcoin halving happens every 4 years. And that's where the bull run normally takes place, is about 170 days post halving, which is right now, meaning it's about to take off. He showed these two chart patterns that we have a very high probability for this Bitcoin to break off to the upside. And he showed us on that video, he said, how do we measure where Bitcoin's going to break out to? And he says, well, we do this. We go to the bottom of the cup and the cup and handle pattern to the resistance line. And we take that dimension or whatever that growth spurt, and we bring it up over on top of the resistance line. And he says, and that's how you measure what the next breakout is going to look like, presumably based upon market analysis. And the next place for Bitcoin to land is $130,000. Right now it's at $67,000. So we're talking roughly double that it could arrive in 3 to 4 weeks time, guys, in 3 to 4 weeks time. And so my point is, if you got in today and Bitcoin 67K, and let's say you put in one Bitcoin, you could put in 10 cents worth of Bitcoin, guys. Like, people who don't understand, you can send fractions of a Bitcoin. It doesn't have to be, and I think the minimum on this is like 250, 250, 500, and 1,000. 250, 500, 750, and 1,000 are the minimums. They all have their own behaviors that go along with it. And so here's the point, guys. If you put in, let's say, one Bitcoin, it's 67,000 right now. That's probably way more than a lot of people have. Fine. Somebody put in one Bitcoin today. But let's just use round numbers, okay? Because you could put in 500, like I said. But let's say you put in one Bitcoin. and Bitcoin is 67,000 a day, and you paid 67,000 to put one Bitcoin in. Remember, we're just using example numbers here. So now that Bitcoin is already worth now $130,000 in 3 to 4 weeks. That is if the market does what they're expecting it to do. He said in the video, the only risk, the only guarantee in trading is that there is no guarantee. Remember, okay, that's what he said. So I'm not telling you that this is a guarantee thing going to happen, but people who understand Bitcoin, been watching it for years, large corporations are investing in it. It's like the number one thing that people are transitioning to nowadays. So he's using a strategy to help you stock up on more Bitcoin. In the bull run, ladies and gentlemen, you've already presumably doubled just in a 3 to 4 week period just by capitalizing on that. But then you take, for example, the fact that he's now trading on that to get you about 10% a month more Bitcoin. Oh my gosh, are you hearing this? So that 67K that you just put in to, and this is, remember, this is example numbers here, is now worth 130K. So we'll start there. But let's just say he's now able to generate for you a 1/10 of a Bitcoin every month is the average. So now that's 13,000 a month that you could be basically theoretically pulling out on your 67K indefinitely. I asked him, I said, what is the risk of this? And he said, Bitcoin going to zero. He said, you're never going to blow an account like you do in Forex because you always hold on to the value of the currency. And so, with the price fluctuations, you can be potentially stuck in trades. Not a big deal. He never uses the full amount anyway, so it would just be a portion. However, that's the only downside. And so there might be some waiting period if need be. Guys, message me. The information is in the description section of this video, guys. I am on this one. I'm excited. If you understand the time and the hour in which we're in right now, this is hot. You don't want to miss it. Take care.